welcome the CEO who's going to be having this conversation with us. Going to be the one taking the lead in this conversation, and of course, going to show us. He's going to let us know what it takes. Captain from Abuja, thanks for joining. I saw Abuja well represented. I see Abuja well represented. Lagos well represented. Port Harcourt represented. Ilorin represented. Ibadan represented. I see you guys. Welcome and thank you for joining. So this is the time that we have been waiting for. Of course, this time I'm bringing on board. So the first you saw earlier is our Executive Director, Project Development and Estate, Product Development and Estate. Okay, and that's no other person than Mr. Pauluwa Oni, who is going to run us through in brief, for 5 minutes before the CEO comes on board. He's going to tell us a bit about Lifepage for those of us who didn't click the link in the community, because I remember that I shared the link for you to go and have an idea of who Lifepage is and what we are about. Okay, so OP, if you are there, please open your face. Thank you so much. And just give our people a bit about Lifepage. 100. We have hit the first phase. Now we're going to 101, okay? 101 looks like it. So now let's keep rising. So OP, I surrender to you. You cannot hear me. Okay, please, you need to unmute. Unmute OP. I think that's what it's saying. I can see the movement of the Moniwale, whoever is there, please unmute OP for this conversation. Otherwise.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah. So good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone, once again. So I want to especially welcome every one of us tonight. And you might be wondering, okay, which organization has put this together? And I'm happy to let you know that this is being put together by Lifepage Property and Investment Limited. And this is an organization that's making wealth and creating wealth, retaining wealth is one of the things that we are passionate about. And we've been doing that for the past, since 2012, that's for the past 11 years. By May this year, to be 11 years that we've been creating and retaining wealth through real estate. So basically, what we do at Lifepage, and that's where I'm going to draw the curtain. We have a saying that if it's not creating and it's not retaining wealth, it is not Lifepage. If it's not creating and it's not retaining wealth, it is not Lifepage. So tonight, I want your expectations to get your pen ready. I want you to have an open mind. I don't know what type of expectation that you have at the back of your mind because of this section tonight. But one thing that we've been able to do for 10 years plus right now is that we've helped people create wealth using real estate. We've helped people create wealth using real estate and also help them to retain wealth using real estate. We are good at what we are about to do right now. We can successfully beat our chest to that, so that we are really good about what we want to do tonight. So if you are you want to invest in real estate, you want to start a real estate journey, this is your best plug. I mean, for any business that started in Nigeria May 2012 and is still alive, striving, moving, waxing strong till today, that means this organization has been able to gain one or two experiences that we can share with every one of us. And so tonight, make sure that you have your writing pen, you have your, yes, I know that all of us have gone to vote. For those that were able to vote, and probably some of you have had, just relax this evening, and learn on how you can create wealth through real estate. Because beyond the lecture we are going to be having tonight, you are coming with an encounter with Lifepage. And these are I use the word encounter because it's a relationship that will go beyond today. So I'm going to hand over to the CEO next now. So he's the one taking this section. Then afterwards, we have loads of opportunities that will be shared, and we have questions that will also be answered. And let this relationship start. Thank you very much. Let's have a wonderful evening.
Thank you very much, OPE. Thank you. And thank you, everyone, for joining. If you can hear me loud and clear, please type type 1 just so I be sure that you can hear me loud and clear. And I appreciate you all for making time out to be part of this. I believe that the election was good. I heard, pockets of issues here and there, but by and large, we thank God for the gift of life. And so thank you for joining. Fundamentally, why did we put Real Estate Success Talk together? Real Estate Success Talk, REST, was put together essentially to help investors and would-be investors to make informed, investment decisions as far as real estate is concerned. So I'm going to repeat that again. The purpose of the Real Estate Success Talk is to help, investors as well as would-be investors, right, in real estate to make informed investment decisions. So the idea isn't to intimidate. The idea is to inform, is to educate, so you can ultimately make informed decision. Now, generally speaking, when it comes to the subject of investments, you would need to understand that investment, there's no such thing as risk-free investment anywhere in the world. There's no such thing as risk-free investment anywhere in the world. There are only low risk, moderately risky, and aggressively risky investments. And generally speaking and globally speaking, real estate happen to be one of the moderately risky investments. And whether you are investing in real estate or elsewhere, one of the things that lowers and minimizes your risk essentially is information. The more informed you are, the lower your risk. And so that's pretty much the idea behind this. And as an organization, one of the things we cherish a great deal is we don't want to mislead people. We always want to ensure that people are thoroughly enlightened so that they can be guided. And then if whatever it is that we share today isn't going to help you in making decisions or entering relationship with us, but maybe not now, maybe later in the future, at least this is where you got information from. And then if what we're sharing here right now will not apply to your particular situation, it may apply somewhere else. So feel free to let us know. And like Mr. Okwe said, when it is the appropriate time, we're going to be taking questions, and then we're also going to be providing answers. And of course, there are loads of other opportunities that we're going to be sharing that's only exclusive to those of you who partook in this meeting. So thank you all once again for being a part of this. Thank you very much, all of you who are greeting me. I want to write quickly. I have so much to share and so limited time right now. Now, I want to talk about just before you buy that land. But I want to give a comprehensive overview, not comprehensive. I want to make it as introductory as possible. I want to make sure that whatever it is I'm sharing will help you in making informed real estate investment decisions. The first thing is, if you're listening to me right now, and access to cheap fund can be a barrier to your ability to buy real estate, then what I'm going to share on land banking will tremendously impact you. And if your goal is, you just want an apartment, you want a home of your own, then I'm going to go into that. That's going to be the second part of my presentation. And I'm going to touch significantly on benefits of off-plan properties. All right, so I'm going to do that within the time limits I have. So if you're thinking of buying, you're thinking of building up capital for future projects, one of the smartest places, one of the smartest instruments you can use to build up capital is real estate, particularly land. And so we have the concept what we call land banking. And in layman terms, it simply means rather than bank your money, rather than keep your money in the bank, keep it in land, period. That's what it simply means, right? And so if you don't have access to cheap capital to buy cash generating assets like houses, apartments, and the rest of them, then you may want to consider land banking as a tool, as a means to build up capital for such cash generating assets later on. So why do you need to buy land? So let's quickly start from there. Number one, buying land can provide a reliable source of income for you as an investor through either rental income or capital appreciation. All right. That's one key reasons you should consider buying land. Now, somebody said that the most valuable asset on planet Earth is art in itself. The most valuable asset on planet Earth is art in itself. So, and I mean, it's not rocket science. It is one asset that appreciates without your effort on your part, without effort on your part. So, and even if you buy a swamp, Morocco was a caricature of some sorts in terms of the soil terrain, the soil texture, and all of that. But look at what it is today. It is now Lekki. That's what they call Lekki, Victoria Island Extension, and some parts of Ikoyi, right? And so, why do you need to buy land? Because it's a very strategic way and a very reliable source of income, either by way of cash flow or by way of capital appreciation. So you can buy a portion of land today, and in 3 years, in 1 year, it is 4 times, 5 times the value. In fact, there are properties that people have bought that within the same week they bought it is 3 times the value, right? Because at the point they bought it during an offer, and in 3 weeks the property was no longer. Somebody was still talking to me recently this week and said he bought this property somewhere, and then his sister-in-law kept pressuring her to buy the property, and so he didn't buy the property. Eventually, he succumbed and ended up buying the property. He said when the property was going for 10 million, he didn't buy. When it was 16 million, he didn't buy. He said when it was now 25 million, he bought. So the reason why he reached out to me was to find out, sorry, he has not gotten allocation, no. And that's where can he get allocation? That's what is the update. Now, all of these 10 million, 16 million, 25 million happen within 6 months, everything in terms of the price. And that's so if you bought something for 10 million, it's now selling for 25 million within 6 months. So tell me, what business will you do that will give you that? So the key thing is, so I'm seeing people asking questions. We'll take questions later on. Now, number 2, why do you need to buy land? It can also serve as a hedge against inflation and devaluation. One of the powerful reasons you should buy land is because it's a major container of value. It hedges against inflation, it hedges against devaluation. All right. So the price of things price of goods and services continue to rise. One of the ways to hedge yourself and still to maintain the value of your money, right, or to even keep your head above the rate of inflation and devaluation is by investing in land, by land banking. Number 3 is this will also provide you the opportunity to participate in development, in major development of new towns and cities. So Lagos is quite a very unique environment, and in any city, any state within that environment, particularly Ogun State, is a direct beneficiary of the major development that is also going on in Lagos. And so this is one of the major reasons you should buy go into land banking. The reason you should buy land. Now, when it comes to investing in landed properties generally, one of the fundamentals is understanding the arteries of city development. In 2015, I wrote a book titled Home Ownership Made Easy: How to Build Your Own House with Little or No Money. It's an amazing book. I would recommend anybody to get. But in that book, I did share on how to position for real estate. And in understanding the arteries of city development, it helps you to recognize the direction of development and then go and position yourself, particularly if you're trying to build up capital. So a lot of people go into certain areas late. Now, as an organization, we have the entire master plan, the entire blueprint for real estate in Lagos. I mean, the entire city plan for Lagos. So all the zones, we have the master plan, for the entire state. And what this communicates essentially is the fact that it helps you to know that whatever it is you want to do, there are information. There's enough information is available to help you know what is the next big thing, what is the next, what is happening next. And then when you position yourself, the future is cheap when you're able to buy it now. And so that's pretty much one of the key things that attributes of city development. So what are those key pointers to city development? Let me quickly run through them very quickly. One, massive residential, industrial, and commercial developments. So whenever you see areas where you see loads of estates are springing up, loads of industries are springing up, you see universities, you see colleges. These are strategic locations for land banking, right? Whether you believe it or not, right? These are strategic places to position. Number two is new or rehabilitated road or rail network. So wherever you see a new road is being constructed or existing road is being rehabilitated, because all this infrastructure has direct impact on real estate value, okay? So whenever you see all this investment go in that direction, it changes the value of real estate. That's how powerful real estate can be. So once a location has been excised and commissioned for road or bridge construction, it will impact significantly on property development, real estate development within that axis. So, and this is one thing that you should begin to take note of. When Dangote was coming up, Dangote refinery was coming up, there was a lot of buzz around that, and that's one of the things that significantly impacted on the Bejuleke axis. Right now, Ekpe appears to be the reigning thing. There are other locations that nobody is talking about them right now. So if you have, if you are investment savvy, one of the strategic things you want to know is, okay, what is the next big thing that's going to happen? The next one is technological advancement. Now, gone are the days when a village is a village. Because you are in a village, you are disconnected from news, you are disconnected from the rest of the world. No, because of technological advancement, there are many things you can know, decipher right from your village, right? So technology advancement is also impacting significantly on the value of real estate. So right from your home, right from your village or your hometown, as the case may be, your state of origin or your village of origin, you are able to decipher and connect to news. If there's cable network, that means you can connect to news. If there is what's it called now? You have access to internet, it means that you can send mails, you can transact business globally, right from where you are. So all of this is changing the landscape, real estate landscape completely. And these are the things that significantly impact. So anywhere you go and there's network, GSM network, there's internet service, there is cable TV, that place is no longer a village. It has changed the name of the game. So if a bank exists in that territory, if an eatery exists in that territory, these are already pointers. If a university is a school within that territory, it's a pointer to something mega that is about to happen or that's already happened. All right. So let me run through a few of the pitfalls to avoid. So in as much as this is one thing you should consider when buying into real estate, one other thing is you don't want to fall victim, because a lot of times people make wrong decisions and they think that instrument no longer works. No, that's not correct. So I want to run you through a few pitfalls to avoid when buying or when land banking or when buying a piece of land. Okay, so let me run through them one after the other. Number one is lack of clear objective. Lack of clear objectives. Lack of clear objectives. As it is with all forms of investment. Your why is what defines your what. Your why is what defines your what. So what exactly, all right, what exactly is your objective? Why are you buying land, right? There are three principal reasons people buy land. And so let me run through them one after the other. Number one, people buy land to build. For obvious reasons, nobody builds in the sky. Everybody builds on land. And even if you are buying a swamp or you are buying a plot of water, as the case may be, you are buying land, you are buying that plot of water to sand fill and create a new base for your structure. Okay, so people buy land to build, essentially. Number two, people buy land to keep as a container of value. I said that earlier. So they buy land to keep. There are vacant lands, even on Lekki Phase 1, in Ikoyi and all of that. Majority of the people who bought those lands bought it as a land banking vehicle. So they bought it way back and took possession and secured their property way back. when it was next to no value. Today, it's worth billions. In fact, some people have even leveraged those same assets to access credit, to access resources, financial resources, to mobilize and other projects that they have. Okay, so, but if you are not clear about why you are buying, you might be buying for other people's reasons, not for your own reason. So it's important you are clear why you buy. Number 3 is people buy to sell later. All right, people buy to sell later. So you could buy land and keep so that you can continually leverage it to access credit or access other opportunities later on. And then your objective may also be you are keeping that land with the intention to sell later so that you can free up significant fund for a major future project. This is very, very important. I remember sharing with some people some time ago, and I told them, I said, see, you know what? Why not buy 1 acre, buy this massive plot, and then in 3 to 5 years, you can decide to sell 3 plots out of that 5, or sell 4, and use the funds you have raised from that to develop the remaining 2. These are all strategies that people have used over time, to grow and build up assets, particularly if you do not have the means. And even if you do have the means, what it simply means is that you can now scale it a lot higher. It means where you be buying 1 acre, you can actually buy 2 acres, you can buy 5, you can buy 10, and on and on like that. So people buy land to keep, people buy land to build, people buy land to sell later on. Whichever way you are, it's your objective, be clear on that. And your objective will determine where you should buy it, when you should buy it. It will determine how you should go about it. All right. And these are many of the lack of clear objective is the one major pitfall you want to avoid. So you have to be clear from the beginning. So that's very, very important. So you must answer the question, why are you buying this land? Why are you doing land banking? Is it so that you can build up cash when you finally resell it later on in the future and all of those things? So be clear on that one. Number 2 is lack of proper research and due diligence and inadequate legal and title research. Now, I'm going to break that down. Now, lack of proper research and due diligence, right? A lot of people don't realize Nigeria is not like any other country. It's not like, particularly those of you who live abroad, what you may not realize is that Nigeria is not UK. Nigeria is not Australia. Nigeria is not Canada. Nigeria is not America, right? So the way you purchase and the way things go in other parts of the world, in fact, in other parts of the world, you don't need genius to buy property. You don't need this type of seminar too much to buy property. Yes, you may need this type of information, this type of seminar to guide you on how to maximize your profits, but not on, the governments in those countries are far more responsible than ours. So there are many things that they don't use as even a campaign, as part of their campaign promises, but that's just by the side. So because you operate in Nigeria, beyond just title documentation, which is one of the key things a lot of people investigate and verify, and there's nothing wrong with it, right? But what do you do when the property you intend to buy is still in the primary market? It's not under the purview of government. It's not yet registered. Does it mean it's no go area? No, all right? So these are key reasons why you need to do proper due diligence. And then even when you buy a property that has a title document, you need to do community underground research, right? And this is where cultural intelligence plays a critical role, right? This is where cultural intelligence plays a critical role. The culture of the community where you are buying from also matters a great deal. And this is one of the reasons why when buying from a company like Lifepage, these are things that we've already done. So it saves you the heartache, the headache of the underground. You have no idea how much we invest in research. There are properties that we have investigated to a point where spent millions, yet we still did not go ahead and buy it because it will not meet the objective. It will create more problems. So these are pitfalls, not doing proper due diligence. And then in terms of legal and title research, there have been properties that are claimed to have COO, but those COOs are being cloned. You won't find that happen in other parts of the world. There have even been properties that had COO issued by government, and the government is now calling for those properties and the owners of those properties to come to regularize. So except you do those, so these are things that happen in Nigeria that you wouldn't understand. And there are properties that, even though it has C of O, the C of O has expired because the terms of that C of O says that if you don't develop within 4 years, this C of O will be revoked. I remember we were to buy a property like that in Lekki Axis a few years ago, and what attracted us was the title document, and we were so excited. And then by the time our lawyer reviewed that document, he just said, no, don't go into this. So because this and this are the reasons you cannot go ahead, because this property has not yet been developed, and these are the implications. So lack of proper research, due diligence, lack of or inadequate legal and title research. There have also been cases of people who bought landed properties with clean title, but the title they are holding on to belongs to another plot of land elsewhere. It's not even associated with the particular location they bought. So these are key issues that a lot of people also are dealing with. And so these are pitfalls you must avoid. And that's one of the reasons why partnership with a company like Lifepage will save you a lot of heartaches. All right. Next is not understanding local regulations and law. Not understanding local regulations and law. I spoke earlier about cultural intelligence. When you buy within the community has a language, the community has a culture, the community has traditions. And if you do not understand how things operate in that environment, there's a general cultural environment of Nigeria. There is the specific location culture. I remember we've done quite a lot of things, but time will not permit me to go into all the experiences and details of some of the things that we've had to deal with. How can you buy a property and then when the baale of that community wants to marry a fifth wife, they are asking you, the developer, to come and settle. It has nothing to do with land, though. It's just the culture of that environment. So when the fifth wife gives birth again, they send message to you. And these are things that play out. Now, how do you wrap your head around all of that? So these are critical issues that make a lot of people to become apathetic when it comes to real estate investment. But see, there's a way around it. And the people who confront these issues are the ones who are making the hell of income. Our people who are leveraging those who understand the terrain are the ones who are making a hell of income. So you need to understand, not understanding local regulations and laws are the things that will help you. Next one is not having a reliable and trustworthy team. Not having a reliable and trustworthy team. I'm not sharing these things in any particular order, just to give you an overview. Truth remains that land banking involves many stakeholders, several stakeholders, governments. There are different stakeholders within the government circle. There are different stakeholders within the community. There are different stakeholders within the legal dimension. There are so many stakeholders. So having a reliable and trustworthy team is one of the major pitfalls to avoid. And that's where Lifepage also comes in, right? So having us as your partner, as your team member in your real estate journey is one strategic step in the right direction. So take note of that. Now, not having a proper exit strategy is also one pitfall you want to avoid, not having a proper exit strategy. So if you answer the first question of not having clear objectives, so if your why is very clear, you already know that in 5 years, I want to sell off everything, or I want to sell a part of it to develop the remaining. Because by the time 5 years comes, the development within that territory will not even recommend that you should sell it. What may matter at that time may be to actually develop what you have. So these are key issues you want to sincerely and seriously take advantage of. So not having proper exit strategy. So if your plan is to buy to keep, you don't even want, your intention is not even to sell now. You just want to see the way things will go, because over time, the property continues, the size of the land will not change, right? But the value of the land continues to appreciate. Every development around your portion of land impacts on the value of your land. That's how powerful it is. That's how valuable real estate is, okay? And then finally, for tonight on pitfalls to avoid when land banking is not being patient. Not being patient. Nigerians, the reason why we fall victim of scams and stuff like that is largely because we are not patient. We are not patient. So when you are going to land banking, one key thing you need as an attribute is you need to be patient. So if your objective is clear, you are doing land banking because you want to keep or you want to sell, and of course, even if it is to build, you still need some degree of patience because you are going to be the one you will be the forefront. You'll be at the forefront of development within that territory. Okay, so this is very, very, very important. So land banking is a long-term investment. All right, so it is important to be patient and not rush into decisions that may ruin your possibilities. You don't want to sell a property today and then you hear that, oh, Microsoft just bought the portion of land just beside your development. You know what that means, all right? You know what that means, all right? So that's critical. So let me quickly now switch into. So for those of us who are looking at something long-term, we are looking at building up capital for future projects, land banking is the way to go. So whether you have deep pockets or not, land banking would help facilitate your building of capital towards that. So if you avoid all the pitfalls I told you, you will maximize your possibilities, particularly if you have a reliable team like Lifepage. All right, so that's one. Now, but if you have the means, but you're also looking for profit points within housing development, one veritable way you can go about that is off-plan housing development. Now, what does off-plan basically means? Off-plan development simply means acquiring a property or buying a property before or during its construction. Buying before or during its construction. So, I mean, there are developers who have projects. I remember when we were developing Orange Apartments, was a 31 units development in the city of Lagos, somewhere within Ogba Ikeja. And when we started our project, quite a number of people subscribed at the initial stage. And they bought at a ridiculous amount that we ourselves looked back and said, no, maybe we should not have done it this way anymore. So it's always an advantage for an home buyer, whether you're a first-time home buyer or a second-time home buyer, or even a regular investor in real estate, to target off-plan development. And I'm going to show you some benefits, some very important benefits you want to take advantage of when buying properties. I mean, buying properties off-plan, all right? Number one is that it's far more affordable. Buying off-plan is far more affordable. It's far, far more affordable. I remember those who bought some of those units at the time we did. By the time the project was completed, within 6 months to 8 months thereabout, that same property had already appreciated way more than even 70%. All right. So if you are buying a property off-plan, imagine that you bought 2 of those units off-plan, and you decided to sell, or you bought 3. You subscribed for 3, and you decided to sell 2 out of those units at that much profit. What it means is that the unit you retain is actually for free, and you still have recovered your capital back. So these are strategic things that people do. So it's far more affordable when you buy properties off-plan. All right. So when you buy pre-construction phase or you buy during the construction phase, this is one of the advantages, affordability. It's far more affordable. Number 2 is that you have a higher chance of getting preferred units. So those who subscribe at the early stage of the project were able to say, no, I want this location. I want that location. No, I want the first floor. I want ground floor. No, I don't want this. You have the preference to choose. You have the power to choose because you are one of the first layer and first set of subscribers. Next one is the element of flexibility of payments. Today we have up to 21-month payment plan for different housing development we're doing off plan, and it's a huge opportunity. So flexibility of payment in terms of payment options is one major advantage that this presents to you. So that's one major thing. The other part is potential appreciation in value. I just gave you an instance. So if you bought a property off plan and you have 21 months to pay for that same property, by the time the 21 months you complete your 21, by the time you complete payment in 21 months, number one, the property can never be the same again. And I will tell you the realities and the things that makes it so. One, the value of the land can never be the same 21 months later. Two, the value, the quality, the cost of the material, building materials are not smiling. A significant part of housing development, 75%, goes into procurement of materials you require to build. And majority of that 75% are imported materials. And it's all impacted by all these, currency issues, dollar exchange rates, and the rest of them. So whether you like it or not, the value can never be the same anymore. So by plugging in during off-plan, you save yourself a whole lot, right? And then, of course, by the time the property is completed, the value is no longer the same. And of course, it's going to be way higher. The next one is that customization is one of the major benefits. So you can decide that, okay, sorry, you can influence and say, sorry, can you please don't use this style? Can you remove this portion of, in fact, there were people who bought the property off plan with us and they still changed their tiles. They still adjusted things within so they had the opportunity to how do I call it now, to modify, to customize their units, to their own taste. So this is one of the benefits so that you get. Again, is the next benefit is newer designs and features. You are also able to, one of the key things I always say to people is when you buy property off plan, your house will be newer, will be a newer model that you bought than somebody who bought an existing development. And the immediate implication of that is that there will be no immediate maintenance cost. This is another benefit. There's no immediate maintenance cost. Now, whether you like it or not, every house you buy will come at a cost of maintaining it. But when the newer the house, the lower the immediate maintenance costs. So these are critical benefits that you want to consider. But as much as this has benefit, life is two sides of the coin. So whatever has a benefit also has its downsides. Those downsides, it is when you are dealing with an organization that has a track record of delivering on such projects. That is what you should take advantage of. So, we have done projects like this and we've delivered. So if you are looking for an organization that will help mitigate against all these downfalls, all these pitfalls when it comes to buying property off plan, then consider dealing with Lifepage. Every benefit I've talked to you about here are things that are tangible, that you can literally hold on to when doing any of such transactions with us. I think I want to draw the curtain here so that we can entertain questions. If you have any question whatsoever relating to anything I've shared or outside of it, as long as it is real estate, feel free to ask us any of those questions. Thank you very much, everyone.
Okay, good evening, everyone, once again. Thank you very much, OC. Thank you so much. That was an awesome session. So please, let's go to the comment section and appreciate OC. If you have learned anything tonight, just go to the comment section and appreciate him and drop what you have learned tonight. What have you learned tonight? Okay, someone said it's very insightful. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I think there are a couple of questions in the chat room. So Bio, please help me to sort that out. Bio, please help me to sort that out. Questions in the chat room. I hope I have Bio here with me. Thank you very much. Thank you. So please, questions. In case you have dropped your question before, can you please drop the questions again? While we are waiting for the questions, we have a couple of offers that we would like to share with you, opportunities that you can take advantage of tonight that you can take advantage of tonight that we would love to share with you? Bill, are you set? Yes, there are opportunities that we are going to be sharing shortly. Who is sharing the screen with you? Who is sharing the screen, please? So, okay, somebody said, can those of us who are late listen to the recording? So there's a YouTube link. So go to the community that you that gives you the that you have been that same community. There's a YouTube link that you can all use to watch this video. So there's a YouTube link so that you can use. Thank you, sir. How can I become a real estate firm? I have 50 million mark for this. OC, can we just take questions while we are waiting for the offers to come up?
Yeah, let's do so.
Okay, so let's take it. Somebody said, how can I become a real estate firm? I have 50 million to embark on this. That's one of the questions. There are quite a number of questions that are coming.
All right, so being a real estate firm, there are 4 principal ways by which you can go and play in the real estate space in Nigeria, and anywhere in the world for that matter. Number 1 is you can be a regulator. Number 2, you can be a developer. By being a regulator, you may be into policy framework and collaborating with government to regulate the industry. Number 2, you can be a developer, and this by far is the most glamorous way. But a lot of things happen to developers that a lot of people are not aware of. So you need to be built to function and operate as a developer. It's not beans. To be a developer in Nigeria in particular, it's not beans. I can tell you. There are properties that we have acquired and we have paid for documentation as far back as 3 years ago. And as I speak to you right now, those properties still do not, the title has not come out and you have paid in full. Do you understand? So there are many things. I personally think that Nigeria is, developers are underserved in Nigeria. That's my view. So, but it's the most glamorous. Everybody believes that developers are doing well. They are making a lot of money. Yes, they are making a lot of money, but the same money they are making, they are spending it on what government should actually do. All right. And that's pretty much one of the reasons why it's so very, very demanding. So the third way is by being an investor. Now, all of us have to be an investor. All right. All of us have to be an investor. If you want to really create wealth, you want to multiply your money. Okay. So everybody can be an investor. Number 4 is by being a realtor. So which is also the cheapest way by which anybody can play in the real estate space. So if you have 50 million naira and you have the business acumen, so being a real estate investor and being a real estate business are 2 different things altogether. So being a real estate investor, I can advise you generally, but being a real estate developer and also a real estate business, you need consultancy. So you can book a session. Just chat 0708. They'll send you the process, and I'll be very delighted to provide you. But it will not come for free. So let me tell you up front. So I'll coach you, guide you. I'll be your go-to bouncing board. For whatever it is you want to do. So if you want to go into real estate business and you have 50 million, just chat those numbers up. And then they will advise you on. Yeah, you can actually contact 0708 797 0441, and then you'll be led to what to do. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Josie. Okay, let me take another question. What can someone do to properly secure a proposed acre of land for agriculture for future in a remote area? So this person has an acre of land for agriculture and wants to know what he can do to protect it.
Oh, fantastic. I didn't get into that because we're pressed with time. So there are 3 things you must do when you want to secure any portion of land, whether the land is purchased for agricultural use, or you purchase it for industrial use, or you purchase it for commercial use, or you even purchase it for residential use. 3 things you must do to secure your land. 1 is documentation. So you make sure that you have the title, whatever anybody, whoever, if you bought directly from the family or you bought from a company, you make sure that there's a deed assigning or transferring ownership of that portion of land to you. And if you can, if the entire land is not registered with the government, you may want to proceed on your own to perfect your own title in your name. That can also give you another extra layer of security. Number 2 is possession. Possession. As far as Nigeria is concerned, just having a landed property with your name on it is not sufficient. But ensuring that you protect, you take possession. By possession, we mean you fence the land out. So even if it is progressive, you make sure you fence that land out. Even if it's within a gated community, like many of our estates, it's still a requirement that you take possession. That way you protect the integrity of your boundary. All right, that's one of the major reasons you need to do that. And number 3 is taking occupation. So it's one layer to take possession. It's another layer to get documentation. It's the third layer that gives you permanent security on that portion of land is occupation. And by occupation, we mean occupy that portion of land, essentially. So what that simply means, you can lease the portion of land for other people to use, either for horticultural purposes or for agricultural purposes or for other purposes. It may even be for mechanic village, depending on where you bought and all of those things. The essence is when the portion of land has an occupant, what it does for you is that it gives you first-hand information, because this is Nigeria. So if it was another country, you don't need to do all these things that I've told you. Once you have your documents, you are secure. But in Nigeria, beyond security, beyond documentation, make sure you take possession, make sure you take occupation. I believe that will help.
Osi, thank you very much. There are 2 questions in one now I want you to take. Somebody is asking, how can one identify a company that is genuine? And I can even answer that. Lifepage is genuine, so you can identify. You can identify with Lifepage. So somebody is asking, what are the offers we have on land banking? And the person is saying, how can offers on off-plan buildings too? So we are going to use that opportunity to take those 2 questions together: land banking and off-plan offers. All right.
So before we go to do land banking offers and off-plan development offers, we'll mention that shortly. But how to identify a company that is genuine. A company that is genuine would want to educate the market on what to avoid. How the goal is not just to sell to you, the goal is actually to educate you. So any company that, when you ask them questions, they say, forget that one, and all of those things, they are more concerned about collecting your money than educating you or addressing your concerns. That company do not deserve your money. So if asking question is too much for the company, then they don't deserve your money too. So that's the way we see it. So any company that cannot answer your questions and cannot state things clearly, you should run for your life. That's the way I see it. So you want to identify a genuine company. If asking question about what to buy, where to buy, when to buy, how to go about it, and everything is too much of a question, then I don't think they deserve your money. So let's look at some of the offers that. Mr. Akwe, over to you.
Okay. Yeah. So our screen is being shared right now. So there are still other questions. Just hold on, guys. So we are going to be taking all your questions. We just want to use this opportunity to talk about some of the offers that we have right now. So currently we have landed projects in various locations. Please, somebody should unmute BO. Somebody should.
She's unmuted already.
Okay, she's unmuted. Okay, good. So BO, please take the offers, please.
All right. So on land, we have, 1 second, please. We have a Wekoro. This is actually a 72-hour offer, and you can lock it down with 50,000 naira. 72-hour offers, meaning that by 12 by 11:59 p.m. on Tuesday, this offer is gone. It is strictly for this event. You won't find it in anywhere else on our portal. If you go there, you won't find it there. Okay, it is actually for you. Okay, so you can own a piece in Ofada, Ewekoro. Sorry, it's Ewekoro, and actual price 600, discounted price you have 400, as you can see on your screen. That's for 300 square meters. Okay, it is a 72-hour offer. Please, let's see the rest. We also have Ekpe. You know what is going on in Ekpe now?
Rich land.
Ekpe. If you remember what the CEO said when he was talking about indices for city development, you can tell that Ekpe is the hottest thing happening right now. Okay, so 300 square meters, 1.8. And of course, for this, for being here tonight, you are getting it for 1.2. You are getting, meaning that you are saving 600,000 naira on this offer in the next 72 hours. It's not going beyond 72 hours. All right. So the question is, where is Ewekoro located? Please help me scroll the next. All right. Agbowa. I mean, what am I looking? Sorry. Agbara, sorry. Agbara Esekpe, that's in Badagry. Okay. Agbara Esekpe. Okay, that's in Badagry. Actual price 1 million. Rest offer, that's what I'll call it now. Rest offer, rich land at Agbara, you can see on your screen, is going for 700,000 naira for 300 square meters. Okay, so I'll just quickly open your eyes to something. There are 3 main locations where we still have land in Lagos. All right, one of it is Badagry, Ikorodu, and of course Ekpe. So if you are looking to own a piece right now, you should actually be positioning yourself in one of those locations. Another one is Mowe. Okay, but we'll get to that. So this is Afam, and this is Port Harcourt. Of course, this is outside of Lagos. My Port Harcourt gang in the room, this is something for you, all right? 1.3, and for those of you who want to invest outside of your vicinity, so if you're not living in Port Harcourt, you can actually own a piece also outside of your current location. You know, even if you are not staying in Port Harcourt. This is how real estate works, and this is how people, the wealthy, this is how they actually plug into real estate, as you can see. So AFAM going for 900,000 as against 1.3 million. Okay, all of these will be dropped in the communities as we speak. You would start to get them rolling in the communities. Okay, so you'll find all of these offers 72 hours. In 72 hours, they are gone. Okay, so 72 hours. After that, they are gone, like gone, like I always say. Okay, so the next should be Mowe. Can I see Mowe? So one of the things that I always say about Mowe is the fact that think of Mowe as your Surulere Bagada or Ajaleki kind of situation, where when everybody is running towards a particular location, you can position yourself in a place where you know that everybody will be coming back to. All right. So yes, Mowe town. I don't even mean Mowe because when we say Mowe, sometimes people are thinking of Ofada. We have properties in Ofada. All right. So this is actually not Ofada. Okay. So this is Mowe, and you can see the estate gate. If you zoom, I don't know if you can zoom. If you zoom in, you will see the beautiful estate gate already there, and you will see that life is already there. We have homes there. There are apartments actually there as well, and then you can actually buy land there as well. So Mowe, 450 square meters, that's Bridgestone layout. We call it Freedom Zone, where there are no hidden charges for you. Nobody is coming to you for any kind of developmental fee in this case. All right, so you just buy your land, you pay for your allocation, and then you pay for your deed of assignment, and of course this belongs to you, and it is instant allocation. We don't delay in our own case with allocations because all of these locations belong to Lifepage, so there are no stories. You can come, you can book for site inspections. All right, so yes, that's it about Mowe. All right, yes, you have it. Elijah, thanks for that. You have the flyers in the group. In fact, if he's not already dropping, he's going to drop immediately after this meeting in the group. Okay, so 72 hours. And another place is E4. All right, E4, Bridgestone layout E4. So when we say Bridgestone, rich land, Bridgestone are locations beyond 1 million, and of course, Richland are also locations within the 1 million naira range. All right. So Bridgestone layout E4 is what you're looking at on your screen. It goes for 1 million for 300 square meters. And for this offer, you're getting it for 700. So you're saving 300,000 naira. Okay. So that's it about E4. Another one is, if I mentioned to you that Mowe Town is different from Ofada. Okay, so this is a location for you in Ofada. If Ofada seems like a place that you might be interested in, this is the offer. You are saving 200,000 naira for being a part of this meeting. All right. So yes, you have it. You have everything: PDF form, JPEG, any format you want it, you can have it. All right. So if you want us to PDF everything as one file, you get it. If you want us to drop it one after the other, you also get it. All right. So there is Ofada 2. Okay. So there is also Ofada 2, and that is going for 450, and discounted for this offer is for this edition, for this session tonight, 300,000 there. Remember, it is 72 hours. So and your time already has begun. Your time starts now. You will get how to plug in. You can lock down the price and ensure you make your full payment within the next 3 months after this announcement. So if you don't lock it down, you're already a goner. Okay, so don't miss it. Don't miss it. All right. So let me look at other questions in the room while we're scrolling all locations. Give me a second.
Okay, let me quickly view. So there are questions here,
Yes.
so that we won't miss out on all the questions. But OC, I've answered quite a number of them. And OC, someone is asking about a book that you mentioned during your presentation, if the book is available.
It was home ownership made easy.
If you get that book, you can also ask for Financial Freedom Master Guide. That book is a compendium when it comes to, and I shared some real estate, how to make a lot of money from real estate also in that book as well. So you may want to get both copies. You can reach the number 0708-797-0441 to order for the book.
Okay, there's another question here, so that we can quickly take a lot of questions too, so that please, do you mean that it is not right to buy a land with a COO that is over 4 years and is yet to be developed?
That's not what I said. I said due diligence. By the time you investigate, you research that title, you will see all the gray areas, gray lines, gray terms and conditions. You will see it there. That's what I meant. So if it is there, that this is dangerous, then you may want to first regularize that before you go ahead with the purchase. Your lawyer can always advise you.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir. So quickly, let's take this next question. Sir, please, buying a land before launching by a company or before full development, what can I consider so as not to make mistake? So the person is asking, should I buy before launch or when the estate is fully developed?
It's better to buy, because by the time the estate is developed, you are part of the people who will be paying premium. Do you understand? So if you are buying before launch, right, it's like buying a property under construction. By the time the property is developed, if it was you, would you sell the property at the same price? So whoever is buying after the property is fully developed will be paying premium. And that's what some people are doing today now. So some people are paying premium for something that some other people bought for cheap when it wasn't as developed. So it's all depends on the objective here.
Okay, thank you very much. So for those that are asking for land that we need secure estate, so we have listed them out. They are all on your on the WhatsApp group, and it will be sent to you individually. We are going to talk about the off-plan project shortly. We just want to take 2 more questions. Please, I'm looking at getting a property from a family. There's no document. Please, what is the step? This question you are asking is consultation. It's not it's consultation. Just call those numbers. We'll be happily, you'll pay consultation fee for that. So we have property for land banking, so we have listed them out. Somebody said, I need a developer for building in mainland. So call this number, Mr. John Odimayo Ezekiel. Call this number 0906,05747 or 090605737. Just call those or chat those two numbers and drop this question, and somebody will direct you to an appropriate channel. Okay, I bought financial. I'm interested in joining. Okay, somebody said, "Good evening. I bought Financial Freedom book. I'm interested in joining the Tribe of Wealthy Origin. I need help on the payments." So please, somebody should shout Mr. Kwakorede or please. This person wants to join the Tribe of Wealthy Origin.
Just chat 0708-797-0441. 0708-797-0441. Just chat that number up right away.
Okay, so John G is saying, where can I invest 20 million naira now? I think also I've answered that question earlier. So somebody is asking, where can he invest 20 million naira?
So if you have 20 million naira, I'm not interested in your 20 million. I'm interested more in your objective. What exactly do you want to achieve? Are you investing for value, for capital appreciation? Are you investing for cash flow? Or are you investing for both? If you want to achieve both, then we may have to split the fund into two and then deploy it in purchasing a property that can be giving you rental income, or we can deploy this remaining part into assets that will appreciate into land banking. So, and then we could do the same. We could put the entire funds into some of our off-plan developments, and I can almost guarantee you, because for example, in Bagada we have a co-ownership arrangement where you can actually buy into a duplex, into a 4-bedroom duplex, all ensuite with 25 million naira. So with your 20 million naira, you already purchased a unit, because for each unit, for each development, for each unit, there are 4 slots available at 25 million naira each. So you can look at that if cash flow is your objective. Or if cash flow is not your objective, if cash flow is not just your objective, you can consider buying landed properties. You can even consider buying some of our developers' plots. That can make you can make you an estate within our estate. And it's often a strategic thing you can consider. So over a 2-3 year period, you can actually turn that same portion of land. I mean, if you go to a place like GRA in Ikeja, Lagos, you'll find pockets of estates within GRA, estates within GRA, estates, different estates within GRA. This was the same model. And that's what the concept around our developers' plot is also about. So you can actually be an estate within our estate, and then you can decide to sell some portions of land later on, and then develop the other ones into housing. These are things you can consider. You can also chat us up, and then we'll be able to provide you further counsel.
Okay, thank you very much. So because of time, we will not be able to take all the questions today.